Did you ever wonder what the best goal in the Neo Egoist League is? Maybe it's this one or this one, but what about the best goal in every match? There's definitely a ton to choose from. In fact, what if we pick the best goal in the entire Blue Lock series? Well, in today's video, we're gonna go through the Blue Lock series and pick out the best goal from each match ever. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, we'll uncover the greatest goal ever scored. Now, this is going to be tough, because Blue Lock has had so many amazing matches. From 2v2 games like Nagi and Asagi versus Baro and Naruhaya, all the way to huge 11-a-side games like the U20 Japan match. Not to mention the longest match in the entire series, Bastard Munchen versus PXG. Yeah, that match was really long. But here's the thing, just picking the most popular goal from each match wouldn't really do it justice. So we need some rules to accurately figure out the best goal. Firstly, the goal must be one of, if not the flashiest looking in the match. Seems obvious, right? Secondly, we'll look at how good the build-up to the goal was and impact the goal had on the story. For example, let's say we have two goals. One is super flashy, but there's barely any build-up. The other is a little less flashy, but has an incredible build-up and changes the course of the game. We'll pick the goal with the better build-up and story impact. Thirdly, hype factor. We'll consider how hyped the goal was. A goal can be technically perfect, but if the crowd or viewers didn't lose their minds, then it's not the winner. Also, no off-screen goals or flashbacks. The goal has to be something we actually see happen in the series. Once a goal checks all these boxes, best goal in the match, incredible build-up, and max hype, we have ourselves a winner. Now that we got that out the way, let's begin with the 2v2 match between Isagi and Nagi versus Baro and Naruhaya. After losing to Rin in the top 3 during the second selection, Asagi, Nagi, and Bachiro were forced to split up, leaving Isagi and Nagi as a duo. Looking to bounce back and climb their way to a rematch, they chose Baro and Naruhaya as their next opponents. And let me tell you, this match was absolutely nuts, with multiple amazing goals that made this match insanely exciting to watch. But out of all these goals, which one was truly the best? Some fans might say it was Nagi's back heel into a volley goal, or even better, his black hole trap shot. Yeah, that was pretty insane. Or maybe, just maybe, you're a Baro fan and prefer his dominant opening goal. These are all great goals, but they don't quite fit the criteria of the best goal of the entire match. That title belongs to Isagi's insane final goal to seal the win. I mean, this goal had everything. An incredible build-up with Isagi finally finding the perfect combination between his weapon and Naruhaya's. The hype was off the charts, and visually, it's one of the best goals we've seen so far. Seriously, just look at this. If this isn't a masterpiece, I don't know what is. Even though this 2v2 match was actually one of the only ones we saw in its entirety, I want to give a shout out to Shido's first goal in the match between his duo and Kunigami's. It was truly spectacular. Remember the match I previously mentioned between Isagi, Nagi, and Bachira versus Rin, Tokimitsu, and Aryu? Well, that match had some serious bangers in them, like this insane combination between Nagi and Isagi, or Rin's goal from the freaking halfway line. Talk about absurd. But that's nothing compared to the goal I picked as the best goal in this match. Let me give you a rundown of how it went. Alright, so in this match, Isagi is slowly but surely starting to realize the gap between him and Rin, with Rin scoring a brace and absolutely reading Isagi's plays like a book. But he thought his team still had a chance to come back with his goal to be the catalyst. Well, Rin shut this thought up real quick by showing the difference in their abilities with his perfectly curved shot, making Isagi question the difference in power. This goal fits the 3 rules perfectly. It impacted Isagi's whole perception of how he viewed Rin's abilities and what he needs to do to catch up. It was super hype, and I could watch this goal over and over again. And if you thought that goal was wild, wait till you see the next one. But before that, Rin is holding this humongous red button that he thinks you should tap. Do me a favor and tap it as hard as you can. Alright, let's get back to the video. Now we're heading into the match where Nagi, Isagi, and Baro go head-to-head with Reo, Kunigami, and Chigiri. And this match gave us one of the most insane moments that straight up broke Baro mentally. Throughout the game, Baro completely refused to pass, trying to do everything by himself, which made Nagi and Isagi absolutely furious. They realized the only way to win was to completely ignore Baro and rely on each other, which led to this absolutely wild team play. Fast, precise, genius-level coordination. Now, as good as that goal was, it's not my pick for best goal, because just a few minutes later, Isagi scores using his signature direct shot, and later forces Baro to do the unthinkable. Pass the ball! You could see it. Baro literally shivered in fear. His ego was shattered. But of course, Baro wasn't going down like that. He finally awakens and absolutely teared the field to shreds with chop dribbles left and right that had everybody shocked. And then he scores a goal so brutal, I had to double check if this was still a sports anime. Straight up insane to watch. But we're not done yet. Let's move on to the final match of the second selection. After beating Kunigami, Chigiri, and Ryo, Isagi and Nagi finally get their revenge match against Rin's team. This time, Chigiri joins their squad. And when I say this match had so many spectacular goals, I mean it. From the very first play, it's chaos. Like seriously, as soon as the match began, we get this ultra-coordinated attack that sent goosebumps down my spine. But even that wasn't the craziest goal of this match, because right after, Rin absolutely embarrasses everyone. He fainted not just one player, not just two, but 3 players before burying a goal like it's nothing. Still, this wasn't the best goal of the match. That title almost went to Nagi's 2-stage volley. He made Rin look like a traffic cone. It felt like they were literally trying to one-up each other, goal for goal. But even so, I still think there was a goal that single-handedly surpassed all of them. I'm talking about Isagi's incredible back heel direct shot that tied the score. Now, I know some of you are thinking, no way that beats Nagi's volley, it was way flashier. True, Nagi's goal looked better and had that wow factor, but it lacked the incredible buildup and impact that Isagi's goal had. Isagi's goal wasn't just flashy, it was pure strategy. Just think about it. Isagi's goal was orchestrated entirely on his own. He saw the entire future of the game. Even in the last moment when Rin finally caught on to Isagi's vision, Isagi was still one step ahead. He tricked Rin, made him believe he stopped the play, then bang! Back heel! Goal! Genius! But hey, if you disagree, drop your pick in the comments. Let's see who you think scored the best goal in this match. Before we move on to the third selection, let's talk about the match against the World 5. Probably the most one-sided match in all of Blue Lock. The Blue Lockers only scored once. So what's the best goal here? If we're sticking to the rules I've been using, Loki's goal wins by a landslide. Flashy? Check. Hype? Check. Impact? Huge! It showed us the massive gap between Blue Lock and world-class football. Like, the Blue Lock squad has a long way to go. Okay, that match was pretty anticlimactic. Don't worry, the next match turns things up. In the third selection, players were split into 5-man teams, all trying to earn a spot in the Blue Lock 11. And the first game was Team A, led by Rin and Shido, versus Team B, led by Karasu and Otoya. And the best goal of this match? Undoubtedly Isagi's flow state goal. Now, the anime might have undersold it, but trust me, this goal was something special. This was our first real look at flow, that zone where everything clicks. Some other goals were great too. Rin's blind spot snipe between 3 defenders, Shido's no-look rocket shot, but nothing really comes close to the hype Isagi's goal had. He literally surpassed Rin and Shido with it. And speaking of surpassing expectations, let's not forget Nagi's goal against Team A. He straight up trapped Yukimiya's gyro shot mid-air, and then unleashed a ridiculous volley straight into the net. No bounce, no hesitation, just genius. Yeah, best goal of that match, hands down. And we're just getting started. We still have plenty of matches left to cover, and even crazier goals to break down. You might have forget, but in the first arc of Blue Lock, we got 4 full-on 11-a-side matches that deserve some serious spotlight. So let's cover them, starting with Team Z versus Team X. Let's be honest, Team Z got absolutely wrecked by Baro in this match. The man was a one-man army, but just when things looked hopeless, Isagi and Bachira launched one final push. They sliced through Team X's defense like a knife through butter, Bachira pulling defenders left and right with his insane dribbling. This opened the field perfectly for Isagi. Bachira sends a lob pass towards Isagi, but at this point, he never had a strong striker's ego and got nervous at the sight of the king Baro in front of him. All he could do was pass it to Kunigami, and that's when Kunigami rips a long-range blast right into the back of the net. That definitely deserves to be the best goal of the match, although this goal was pretty spectacular in its own right. The next match had the iconic goal that made Blue Lock one of the most popular sports manga ever. Now, this game was much closer than you might think. Isagi finally taps into his striker's ego and unleashes his very first direct shot. Just pure instinct. The iconic first direct shot helped Team Z take the lead. Although this goal was extremely hype, it was also meaningful. It marked a turning point for Isagi, and for that reason, it's hands down the best goal of the match. Egoista! Oh shoot, I got a little carried away. Team Z versus Team W? Now this game? Oh, this one made me so angry. Because Kuon, yeah, that guy, decides to straight up cheat. He scores 3 goals by cutting deals behind Team Z's back, then has the audacity to switch sides mid-game and help the opponents win. What a snake! But Team Z weren't just going to sit there and allow this. With the clock ticking down, they answered Kuon's betrayal with the most savage response possible. They scored a last-minute equalizer to tie the match. And who pulled it off? None other than Hyoma Chigiri, the speed demon himself. Finally breaking free of the mental chains holding him back, he sprinted past the entire defense, and with a ballerina toe poke, he gently put the ball in the back of the net. That wraps up the first 3 11-a-side games, and don't worry, we're not done yet. We've still got 6 more games to cover, and the goals only get crazier from here. Team Z versus Team V. There really is only 2 goals to pick from if we're being totally honest. Bachira's incredible solo dribble into a literal Rabona and Nagi's curiosity goal. It was so hard to choose the winning goal because they're both so amazing. I mean, Nagi single-handedly created this goal on his own. With this being his first time actually being excited about football, he overcame his boredom to create the most ludicrous goal you'll ever see. Well, on the other hand, Bachira absolutely broke what we thought was possible from a single player in Blue Lock. He casually blitzed past each and every player, reminiscing of the famous Ankara Messi goal. But there really can only be one winner, which is Bachira's solo goal. And that wraps up the first selection's 11-a-side games. Now it's time for the big boys. Welcome to the game that changed Blue Lock forever. U20 Japan versus Blue Lock 11. This match had nothing short of amazing goals. From minute 1 to minute 90, we were left at the edge of our seats just seeing these ridiculous goals. But what goal in this match was truly one above all? Maybe it could be Saya's remake of Roberto Carlos' tight angle goal. Yeah, not quite. Perhaps Baro's goal. I don't think so. There are only 3 goals that really deserve to be in the conversation of best goal, and 2 of them are Shido's and the other Nagi's. I wouldn't blame any of you if you picked any of these 3 as the best goal, because they're all so great, but my pick for the best goal in the U20 Japan match is Shido's Big Bang Drive. Nagi's goal did come so close though. Like, the hype alone for his goal was out of this world. Not even that, his celebration was so cold too. And not to mention how beautifully this goal was animated. But Shido's goal really just stands above all. The sheer difficulty of the goal was just exquisite. Not to mention the fact that he entered flow too. It's literally a carbon copy of Zlatan's own bicycle kick. We've got 4 more goals to cover before we officially crown the greatest goal in all of Blue Lock. Let's move to Bastard Munchen versus FC Barcelona. Now, this might surprise you, but my pick for the best goal in this match is Noel Noah's ambidextrous goal. Yeah, I know some of you are yelling, what about Lavinho's butterfly dance goal? And don't get me wrong, it was a ridiculous goal, but flashy solo dribble goals are kind of common in Blue Lock. Not to say his wasn't amazing, it's just something we've seen before. Noel Noah's goal stood out because of precision, technique, and his insane use of both feet. Next up, Bastard Munchen versus Manshine City. Now, this match was hyped to the max, and it delivered. Let's not waste time here. The best goal is obviously 1000% Nagi's 5-stage revolver. This goal literally broke the internet. That should tell you how insane it was. Nagi faked out both Isagi and Kaiser before dismantling the net with that shot. Not to mention that the goal is literally called a miracle goal. If this isn't the best goal in the match, then we've all lost our minds. Before we cover the final game of the NEL, let's first go through the Ubers versus Bastard match. Not only did this match start with a lightning quick attack that was stuffed by the ace-eater himself, we also got our first taste of Uber's Baro-centric attack that strictly existed to serve him. He literally subjugated the entire Uber system and nutmegged 4 frickin' players to score. 4! Talk about insane! But that still doesn't cut it as the best goal of the match, because Kaiser's goal takes that spot with the most ridiculous piece of skill I've ever seen. I mean, how the hell did he score this goal while being off-balanced? The technique, the power, the sheer absurdity of it, I still don't know how it went in. Now for PXG versus Bastard Munchen. This match was nothing short of breathtaking, literally. Not only was the match so frickin' long, it also provided the most intense football we've ever experienced in Blue Lock. From the Kaiser Impact Magnus to Rin's midair free kick and even Shido's diving header, every single goal in this match was a masterpiece, which makes this choice so hard, but there can only be one winner. And the best goal of the match goes to Isagi's final goal. He read the entire game like a chessboard, and just when we all gave up on Ness, Isagi banked his life on his evolution and did the impossible, surpass Kaiser's ideal play. Simply genius. So that leaves us with one final question. What's the greatest goal in all of Blue Lock? The truth is, there's no definitive answer. There are so many goals that could wear the crown, but if we're talking about the most impressive, with the craziest build-up, and the highest hype factor, it really comes down to two. Nagi's 5-stage revolver and Shido's Big Bang Drive. Both are legendary. Both deserve to be called the GOAT. But the final decision? I'll leave that to you. Let me know in the comments below, which goal do you think is the best in all of Blue Lock? Thanks for watching. And hey, before you go, check out this next video that YouTube thinks you'll love.